Congratulations, Coffee Bean, on being the first. Ooh woo.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Hello, everybody. Oh, whoa. What's this? What do we have here? Hold up. Let me just hop up. Got him. Hit it. No legs. Ah! I've made it. Hello, everybody. What is up? It is me, your good bitch, Rosemary, darling, back on my bullshit. Tonight, we're going to be doing a tabletop talk with the friends. And I am a slime. I a little swine bastard. Look at me. I figured it was appropriate, since we were talking about games and stuff, that I have become a common enemy. Please do not attack me, though. That will make me very sad. So please no attack. This beautiful model. No, S'more, you're. Hold up, S'more loves cat TV. Sigh. Hold up. My beautiful, sweetie darling wants her cat TV. Yes, my sweetheart. Yes, my sweet. You couldn't have done this before stream. You couldn't have done this before stream. No. But yes, let me go get... The model looks like peach jelly. Wanna eat? Don't eat me. I am not for lunch. I am not a snack. I mean, yes, but also no. Let me drop the credits for the beautiful slime model. We have here at @melonminty_, who made these beautiful, already rigged, ready to use slime models. And they are amazing. I've seen other people with them and I was like, I really want one. I really fucking want one. And now I have one, so my dream has come true. I am slime. But yes, I will link to their Twitter in case anybody else would like to pick up a slime for themselves. They're only $25, and they have a ton of customization options, including colors and special little horns and all that jazz. And it's real easy to use, so I cannot recommend them enough. But yeah, let me go and say hello to my friends and see who is ready to talk about everything, anything and everything all of the time. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello. Hold up, let me just go grab your boogies. Because I realized I should have done that earlier, but listen, I've been doing laundry all day.
That's fine. It happens.
Okay, you get to go over here. There we go. We got coffee. And then let's go grab the. Ah, there it is. Sorry. I was like, okay, I had to have put it under one of these things. Look. We'll put you over here by the chat so you can see them and judge them.
Judge.
Judgment is funny. But yes, this is another free-form tabletop talk night, so anything that strikes anyone's fancy is on the table. We don't have to adhere to a theme, mostly because I think we all each have at least one thing we could rant on for at least an hour, maybe more, already. Alright, would anyone like to get us started? Or I shall. I'm an ENFP, it's okay if I go first.
Yeah, I think we'll let you go first this time, just because I think the two of us normally have something prepared, but we were a little shorter notice this time.
Yeah, life basically came at us hard and fast, but that's okay. It's all good, everybody's fine. But yes, my topic that I would like to discuss for tonight is I'm glad that I'm seeing a lot of people coming around to the idea that we don't have to cram everything in 5e.
Yeah.
I am so insanely glad that that opinion is becoming more and more popular. Like, I'm not even the first person to bring it up half the time. Like, half the time, I'm just there observing as somebody else starts the tangent, and they're just like, you know what I'm tired of? And I'm just like, oh, a kindred spirit. I didn't even have to go into my full rant or bring out any of the forever GMs or anything. Yeah, you came to your conclusion on your fucking own, and I'm so proud.
Honestly, yeah, I've been seeing more people branching out into other systems lately. Admittedly, there's always that question of like, am I just occupying more spaces where people are doing that, or are more people branching out? But either way, it's just pleasant to see.
Sorry, I stretched too hard and my throat got upset. Don't know how that happened.
And for me, it's I'm not really in the spaces where where there's like generic discussion. It's almost always the niche locations. So
Yeah, that's true.
it's good to hear that people are wanting to branch out to other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm always on the hunt for new systems to do, and one got brought up to my attention by what I affectionately call the lesbians chat. Hi, lesbians.
Affectionately call them that because they affectionately call themselves that.
Yeah, no, the chat's name is Sad Lesbian Noises 2 Electric Bunaloo. But yes, I would actually really like to get my hands on some books for the system called Iron Kingdom.
I feel like I've heard of that one.
Yeah, I have actually brought it up. It's based off the Warma Hordes.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, that already I'm mildly sold just from hearing that much. Wow, I'm a sucker.
You know,
I wasn't even that big into Warma Hordes.
To be fair, it's more based off of War Machine than it is Hordes. But yeah,
Nanomachine, son.
It would be easier to work with War Machine than Hordes, honestly. Okay, question actually to person who knows more about it. Are, like, I assume it's more built to handle War Machine, are any elements of Hordes still present?
I think so, but only in like the same way that like the mercenaries in War Machine had some Horde's influence.
Okay, but it's like very War Machine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I was mostly just curious because like those weird gray bastards make cool antagonists. The fucking.
From what I remember of the Iron Kingdom setting or system, is that it focuses more on the Menoth, Kador, and Signar.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because, Crix is just a whole bunch of undead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yes. Ooh, what's that? Okay, so basically, the summary that I got from nothing they said made any sense to me, so don't worry. If you're all still lost, chat, I'm with you. I'm right there with you. But, it was described to me as a post-apocalyptic fantasy with, like, a really, like, a creatively crunchy system. Like, you can combine spells and effects. You can put spells on your bullets, so you can fire 5 different spells at one guy with your bullet, and that's kind of sexy. And that's pretty much all I got, but dude.
Rose, I'm sending you a picture that will very quickly explain why I think you'd like Kador.
Ooh. What, Kador? You mean KOTOR? Knights of the Old Republic?
No, it's one of the factions in Iron Kingdoms.
Ball!
I will send Vit this same picture so he knows what the heck I just sent her, but I was just like, this looks like something Rose would love.
I'm going to put it up on screen so that way chat can see it as well. Look at this. He's spherical! He's a little robot
like,
with a lance!
This is absolutely Rose's kind of thing.
Listen, I don't know why. I'm not usually big for robots, but if that robot is like holding a sword or a lance or some other kind of melee weapon, I don't know why. My neurons activate.
I mean, it strikes me that you're not particularly anti-technology and like certain sci-fi trappings. You seem to be sci-fi stories in general don't seem to vibe with you just because of all of the baggage they tend to bring with them.
Yeah, that is actually a 100% correct assumption. A lot of them just like
Cyberpunk it alone has a whole lot of like existentialism involved in it.
Yeah, and it's like that's an anxiety factory for some folks.
Like me!
Mm-hmm.
I said that in a really cute way to hide the fact that Cyberpunk makes me suffer punk. Can't wait to become a robot in the future. Oh, why wait? We'll shove you inside an animatronic suit and wait, that's how you get William Afton. Never mind. I'll get back to you on that. But yes, I heard about the system, and I was just like, oh my god. If it hasn't been brought up among my nerds already, I have to bring it up.
Ooh, you know what else she might like aesthetically, though?
Mm-hmm.
I think the Menoth might agree with her.
Yeah.
Hey, Rose.
Yeah?
Robot paladins.
Ooh. Oh, that's sexy. Oh,
With
that's
poke
sexy.
hats.
Also, I love to see my chat helping each other out. It's good to see a sense of community.
Who goes there?
It is me.
Oh,
Excellent.
hello. Let me go grab your Fugi. Because I should have
And
just put them all in a folder and brought them over. But you know what they say about hindsight, it's 2020. Alright.
I have dropped a bit of Menoth off in the general chat.
You know what? You can sit on Vit's head. No, wait, no. You can sit on my...
Decided to go with the chibi figure.
I love it. There you go.
He's cute.
You can stand on Vit's head. He's a dragon. It's fine. Ah, there we go. But yes, I heard about that recently and I was like, oh my god. Because these topics are actually quite relevant because we were talking, well, bitching about people shoving things into D&D 5th edition that really have no business being in there. And I was like, man, I got really disappointed because I heard about XYZ, and then I heard that they shoved it in 5th edition instead of actually, I forget what I was bitching about. And then Sai
Is it the
Add a
sequel?
quiet sigh.
was like, have you heard of Iron Kingdom? And I'm like, tell me more.
There is
So
a
the thing
5th edition supplement coming out for it, but
But we're going to ignore that.
yes.
I like to ignore it.
So when you said
Oh.
when the 5th edition D&D that don't fit, my mind immediately went to the Secret World, which really deserves its own system,
Yeah.
but they're just going to shove it in the 5th edition.
I
feel like Secret Worlds could handle either World of Darkness or Call of Cthulhu, depending on what level of play you're shooting for.
Usually, given the way the player characters are in the Secret World, as someone who has actually played it, it's probably better for World of Darkness or something akin to that more higher epic level type play, because the players are actually going up, literally managing to fight off the horrors of the cosmic variety.
Jesus Christ. Impressive.
Oh, you know what would be good
With
for that?
just
Pulp
magic.
Cthulhu.
I don't know what Pulp Cthulhu is.
Pulp
Oh
Cthulhu.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Pulp Cthulhu is basically Call of Cthulhu, but way more action-oriented, and, like, you can fight and kill the horrible beings instead of being forced to run away from them.
Do you get magic?
Yes.
Okay, that might actually work really well.
Fuck it, Weeble. I've never played D&D, but I'm guessing it's imaginary Skyrim. Okay. Let me
It
come
kills
up...
the crab.
Oh yeah, no, ow, ow.
I think we all
Not we don't mean this in a mean-spirited way, but ow.
Hold up, let me come up with a better analogy. How to explain D&D to someone who knows nothing about it.
Oh.
No, I need a short and sweet thing, not a whole fucking Reddit thread!
Let's see. I think the fastest. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
Collaborative storytelling with rules and dice to help provide structure to the story. So basically, you know how you'd play pretend with your friends and it would eventually devolve into, no, I stabbed you, no, I stabbed you. Well, D&D avoids this problem by adding rules and dice. And then there's also a dungeon master who is the final say. Usually.
It's called the referee.
Unless the dungeon master sucks. Like me, I used to suck. Used to! I'm a lot better these days, but I used to be kind of a god-awful GM, because I would just kind of let my players walk all over me and do whatever the fuck they wanted. And, yeah, it was a hot fucking mess. No advertisements! I am streaming! This is why I didn't want to turn on Cat TV!
So I'm just gonna wait for the advertisements to end before I go on my tangent, because you mentioned something about going, oh, I hit you and I hit you, because there is, in fact, a game that can devolve into that.
Oh,
Alright,
no.
The advertisement has been skipped. What is your bitch?
So basically, there is, to repeat myself, there is a supplement to an RPG that has a rule set that basically can devolve into going, no, I hit you, no, I hit you. And so I feel like two of the people here might know it more familiarly than you, Rose, and that is Wicked Graceful Masks, the supplement to play the Raksha in Exalted 2nd Edition.
Oh, I thought you were gonna bring up Fate.
Fortunately, I don't know Fate to pick it up. But no, Shaping Combat is basically both players involved in the Shaping Combat are narrating what they're doing and it doesn't have any rolled dice or anything like that. It's just you're both narrating what you're doing, and it can evolve into no, I hit you, no, I hit you, no, I'm invincible to this, no, I'm invincible to that.
Yeah, I have heard about that, combat style. To call it that, generously.
There were some good things in second edition. That wasn't really one of them.
No, it really wasn't. I
No.
liked the arrow that you could turn into racism, that you could turn back into an arrow.
So, should we bring up sidereals now?
I don't think the audience is ready for sidereals.
Then the weak will die.
Okay, so for those of you who... Okay, quick rundown of Exalted. Basically, anime the game. It has its own world system with, like, lore and shit. Third edition came out recently. We don't really play it, though. We mostly play second edition. So when we say Exalted and we tell a story, it usually takes place in the second edition. Anyway, so there's different types of Exalted. Like, you've got the Solars, and they're, like, sun-based, and they're golden, shiny badasses, and then you've got the Lunars, and they're furries. You pick a kink, and you make a character based off that kink, basically. And yes,
God,
breeding
that
and vor are
just-
default.
God, that just gets so much mileage every time we talk about it. What the hell?
It really
Yeah.
does.
With that kink joke, in third edition, Lunars can have vor as one of their specialties.
I was about to say, vor just comes, like, with default with second edition Lunars.
Does it?
Yeah,
Well, no,
The hunt.
the hunt.
Oh, see, I'm not talking about just the sacred hunt part. I am saying the actual definition of vor is a thing that third edition Lunars can do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do have a charm to just swallow a bitch whole.
And then you've got
Because
the
the sacred
abyssals.
hunt-
Oh, sorry, you go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say the sacred hunt is just that usually you eat the heart of something. While third edition Lunars can just actually have a charm to swallow a bitch whole.
I think there's a charm for that
Oh.
in second ed, too.
Was there? I don't remember. Well, to be fair, I never
There
played
might
second ed
have
with
been,
this.
because I have seen some Lunars pull off some weird shit. Not that
I
I'm
know
into
I-
vor, just... I
I
remember.
found a way to eat someone whole as a second edition lunar.
Oh yeah, that's right, you turned into a ginormous shark and you ate an entire ship.
Yeah, pretty much. I wasn't big enough to eat the ship, so instead I leapt out of the water and just slid across the deck with my mouth open. And it's just like, if he dies, he dies.
So I know
Basically-
one way that a lunar could get that in second edition, but it involved chimerism at that point.
Ooh.
So the other option of being the other end of vor, because some people are into that. But
Why are we talking about this?
I don't know, I was
Oh,
about
no,
to
we
start
lost
talking about abyssals next.
Let's
Abyssals.
steer away from
Abyssals.
gore.
Alright.
Abyssals!
A lot safer prospects. Black eyeliner poetry.
Abyssals are the angsty emo teens with superpowers. Basically, if you made a really edgy goth OC when you were like 10 and put it up on DeviantArt, they would probably be an abyssal.
And Infernals
Or
are
in third
that,
edition.
but without the goth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like replace the goth with like heavy metal and you've got infernals.
Yeah. So, to give a rundown with all of those done, the Sidereals are basically fake ninjas who make sure the world keeps working right.
They're mainly bureaucrats.
So, they're actually more 007, so they do the whole bureau stuff by being the special agents. Which also does sometimes mean they do have to do paperwork, but also sometimes you don't have to.
I still love the description I heard once of like sidereals check in when fate's going wrong so that when you cut down a tree, it falls down instead of falling up or right or purple.
Or it
You really
directly
don't
into
want-
your butthole.
Or sometimes you don't want the tree to just get up and walk away because that can actually happen.
Yeah.
Excuse me, there should be a river here. What happened? It got bored.
It got bored and walked away, sir.
When
Exalted is...
Warbucks...
They can only run.
No, sometimes
Oh. I swear to God,
Sometimes-
one of these days we gotta do a Sidereals game.
Yeah, no, they basically help to keep reality reality. They keep things from going the big fucky wucky. Also, they have a lot of really, bullshit martial arts styles, which is why usually, 9 times out of 10, you don't let players play as them.
I'm going to punch the concept of this war and make it end the way that I want it to.
Yeah.
You
So,
gotta be
on
like
the-
Essence 7 for that one. None of your if your players are Essence 7, the game doesn't matter at that point anyway.
And then it
But
devolves to,
essence-
I hit you.
Yeah, we don't talk about perfects anymore. Oh, perfect defenses.
Ah, perfect.
But-
See,
defenses.
that is why I will always stand by my stance of Charms break 2nd edition. 3rd
What the
edition,
dog
the
doing?
charms work better, but the
Wiggling.
core mechanics break easier.
Yeah, that's a reasonable way of saying it. And you say you break, Paul, you bring up punching the concept of punching. That is a sidereal martial arts.
Yeah, you can do that.
You can also punch someone and turn them into a duck.
The funny thing to me is everyone goes to the duck first, but it's not just the duck. You could turn someone into anything else, but a duck is the funniest.
Yeah, it's like, yes, you could turn him into a lot of things. You could even turn him into a corpse. But it's funnier if you turn him into a duck.
There is also a charm in Stitching Poxes of something, Contagion? Stitching Poxes of Contagion, probably, where you can punch someone's heart out of their body and they'll still be alive,
I forgot about that one.
which is terrifying. But the fact that, yeah, you can punch someone so hard they explode, but
Yeah,
Exalted
everybody
can do
has
that
at
in
least
their-
one charm for that. It's just that if a sidereal does it, they can also make you explode metaphysically.
They can punch you out of time if they want.
Exalted is a hell of a drug. No wonder all
Unbeknownst
those
to-
that everybody in that one group loved it. They were all high as tits all the time. So they were probably having even more fun than me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kinda jealous now.
For some of their more actual sidereal charms rather than just their martial arts, in their ride charms, they have the ability to scale a sheer cliff with a horse. Well, it doesn't need to be a horse, but they can
Skyrim
Skyrim
horse.
horse things.
Just Skyrim horse things.
They can also have the horse just appear out of nowhere.
I have to say the funniest thing to me though is the fact that Sidereals physics cause people to naturally forget you. It's a long story. Maybe we'll get into it some other time, but that's not the important part. The important part, so people naturally forget that Sidereals exist. They have a charm in 2nd edition to make that not happen for one particular person. For whatever reason, it's in Ride. It's under the fucking riding skill.
Hold on, let me check if it's actually in 3rd edition in the ride skill.
Oh my
It's
god.
like you put like a fucking bridle or something on them, and they're just like, whoa.
I did see the pony play charm. I didn't
That's
say-
a hell of a way to refer to it.
But is it wrong? But I do remember seeing a charm of putting a bridle on someone, but I forget if that was just turning them into a mount or if that.
Christ
Yeah.
alive. We would be the worst Sidereals ever. I really
The
want to
unconquered-
be. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The Unconquered Sun has a ride specialty in Luna.
Yeah!
Yes!
Right. Yeah, that's the thing.
And yes, people have used the ride specialty for sex jokes. It has happened. It's canon, like we just said.
It's literally us.
And you will hear it again.
You'll hear it at least 7 more times before the year is over, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So News, I have found the charm and it exists in 3rd edition.
Ooh!
You can
So you can put a bridle on someone and they can resist arcane fate.
Yay.
Oh, well.
God, I really gotta be involved in a Sidereal's game one of these days.
Oh my
Maybe
god.
after I
I'm
run all the other
scared.
2 games, I might run Sidereal. Because I do love what I'm reading, and Sidereals is where you at least expect the game to break.
Yeah. Honestly, also, Sidereals throw us at more things that we can't combat, because combat is the most broken thing.
Oh yeah,
mechanically
combat
speaking,
in Exalted is just where
Exalted.
things break down at a rapid pace. Also, I'm
talking-
stealing the holy
I was
order
about
of
to
natural.
ask. I was about to ask if 2E or 3E combat is more broken, and then I'm just kind of like, it doesn't matter. They
It doesn't
both
matter.
are.
It's all busted.
They're both
Like,
completely broken, just in different ways.
They
Real
break in
talk, I
different-
think Exalted would do a lot better if Onyx Path got permission to switch it from Storyteller to Story Path.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably the case.
Or at least a rules team that actually like gives a shit.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't help that like the current rules team, the current rules team is trying their hardest, but they're having to clean up after all of the groundwork was laid by a rules team that threw a hissy fit.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, and it's
That-
like I know it's more complicated than that, but at the same time I'm being reductive on purpose because fuck it.
Yep.
It's also in the case of being reductive, the 2 that got fired are kind of not great at times,
Yeah.
and I'm being generous.
Yeah, like I'm glad we've got the team that we've got, but yeah, genuinely, they are majorly fucking held back by just having to build off of a really, really rough foundation.
Of Exalted Essence, the Rules Light version, there is one thing from it that I actually hope gets passed over into 4th edition if they ever actually get to make one.
Mhm.
And that is the concept of universal charms. Because there is a lot of charms that are just like, there's only so many times you can rewrite the same charm again and again before it's like, why isn't this just a thing that everyone has?
Yeah,
Oxbody.
exactly.
Oxbody!
Glory to the
Oxbody.
ox body.
Oxbody,
Take it or
graceful
explode.
crane stance, graceful crane stance, monkey leap technique.
Yeah, where it's like everybody has this.
Head
Come
over
on.
Water.
Yeah.
Heavenly Thunder Hammer.
I will say, by the way, if I ever get back into Exalted 3rd Edition, which isn't off the table, I'm like, as much as this is fundamentally broken, it can be fun. I am stealing the social rules from Essence. I did not like Essence overall. A lot of its design decisions did not gel with me, but their modifications to like the social system, I liked a lot of what they did with that because for one thing, it made your role actually fucking matter.
I also like the ventures because it gave a rule system for just doing certain things that take time. And that didn't really exist in the core of 3rd edition at all. Like, it has rules for doing a specific thing over a long span of time, like sorceress workings and craft, but like races, building, not building, like clearing out rubble and such, and all other like long process tasks didn't have just a general system.
Aren't
They had
aren't those just called extended roles?
Not exactly. Ventures is a bit different in how it does it.
Okay, fair. To me, all I'm just thinking is that sounds a lot like when you need to
Extended
do those
roles-
in the other system, in like 2nd and 3rd, you just used an extended role.
Extended roles are kind of jumping into the other areas that I mentioned before as well. Because craft and sorceress workings are actually slipped into ventures in Essence.
Yeah, no, like if you have the Ventures framework, then I can definitely see using it for those particular things. I'm more like I'd probably need to take a closer look at them.
I would probably have to.
Because I'm sure
Yeah,
they
but-
make a lot more sense when I'm actually looking at them, but there are like they sound like so okay, from my entire outside perspective, I'm like they sound really useful. They just also sound like they would not be applied to everything that people give them examples for. Where I'm like, if I'm clearing rubble out of a building, I probably even wouldn't like apply a roll to that beyond are you physically capable of it? If so, it takes X amount of time.
Yeah. Part of it was me not explaining it well enough because, to be fair, it's been a bit since I actually read Essence.
Yeah,
Feels
that's
like
fair.
Was that like the end of last year or the start of this year, whichever one it is?
Right, yeah, it's been ages.
Yeah,
I think it's been over a year because I don't think I was in my current housing when I read through it.
That's right! Essence came out before we moved into our current abode. It's been at least 2 years then.
The reason I'm having difficulty remembering is because we got Exigence earlier this year too.
Oh yeah.
We got Exigence back in like April, March-ish, and we're getting Sidereals at the moment, and that's like 2 Exalted splats in the span of 1 year with Kickstarters. Well, actually, one was on Go-Go, but crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, Kickstarter is kind of like Xerox or Kleenex.
Full of toxic chemicals?
Yes, in fact,
Sure.
with Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I'm not even holding myself back there. Like, yeah, with Kickstarter, that's accurate.
It fizzles on the tongue? What?
Where?
I have questions. One of them is, how the fuck are you alive? But yeah, I got so hyped for Exalted Essence when it was starting to come out, because I was like, oh man, we can do like little micro Exalted games. And then we all read one rule change that they made. And we
Admittedly, it's a rule
all
to
of our
make law.
enthusiasm just fucking died. It kicked itself into a lava bucket. It was like instantaneous. We all went from super hyped to zero hype at all.
And that is the limitation on how you combo charms.
In that you
Yeah.
can't. No charm combos.
You can, it's just complicated.
Really?
I don't want it to be complicated.
Yeah, Essence is
That's-
supposed to be simple, forehead.
Yeah, the way it works is that you have charms that can work on different steps in combat, and you can combo those charms. If the charm works on the same step, you can't use it at the same time.
Bruh, the tag system was easier. They had something perfectly good with the tag system. Like, if a charm has this tag, you can combo it. Like,
In Exalted 3rd Edition, they already figured out how to do it. You get
yeah.
one simple charm, you can use as many supplementary and reflexive charms.
Yeah.
It's
Because
That's
to
right,
me,
yeah.
like, okay, I got a bitch about people who attempt to fix Exalt because there's one aspect to me that, like, a lot of people I see try and move away from that I'm like, no, I like this particular aspect, which is, so the fast way to say it is Exalted has a slight resource management aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
And how that worked with charms was basically you could go, okay, this moment right here, right now is important. I'm going to burn all of my battery on it. And your battery is a hell of a lot smaller in essence, and it's a lot harder to burn all of it at once, and just generally it's like, no, but I see so many people when they do fixes of just like, and we're gonna remove charm costs altogether. You're just always able to do it, and I'm like,
No.
No. It is important to me anyway. It feels like an important aspect that this costs you something to do.
Yeah, that's
This
like
is not.
Oh, sorry.
This is not easy.
Yeah, that's like trying to fix a problem of one invasive species by introducing a new invasive species to try and kill the first one. Now you've got 2 invasive species in there.
You
Please
you
don't get
you,
me
you just discussed cane toads, Rose.
Yeah, it's cane
Oh.
toads, but in Exalted.
To clarify some information, Exalted Essence, the manuscript was kickstarted back in May of 2021. The official
Ah.
book has yet to be released.
Yes. Yeah, so there are also still time for changes and stuff, theoretically.
Which they have mentioned they are making a fair deal of changes.
Yeah, because it was highly controversial when it came out.
It is also highly complicated because you're trying to condense Exalted Third Edition.
Yeah. I feel like, admittedly, part of the problem is always going to be if you're... I'm trying to think how to put this. Anytime a new edition of Exalted comes out, it feels almost like you have to build it from the ground up, just because of the kind of beast it is. It's like you cannot go, all right, we're going to take, third edition and trim. It's like, you really can't.
Yeah.
It's so interconnected and everything that, like, it doesn't trim great.
Really
Not only
doesn't.
that, but like even trying to like add minor tweaks and changes to make it flow better. Like you have issues where it's like if you change this one thing, like 30 charms suddenly stop working the way they're intended.
Yeah.
Trying to fix Exalted is like trying to fix bugs in TF2.
I feel like trying to fix Exalted is like trying to fix a car while it's still fucking moving.
Actually, that's pretty accurate for third edition, considering that not everything is out for it yet.
Yeah, that too. That's the thing, is like any change you make also has to be worded in such a way that it's future proof.
Yeah. Which they have to prevent a few things because there is a lot of weird stuff in the original Solar book.
Yeah, like that's the problem. It too is like they kind of set their cap while they were shit at writing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing about Solars for the edification of the chat who aren't in the call with us, who aren't familiar with Exalted. The Solars are the preeminent strongest of the Exalted. They are the top floor. The top floor is where they start when they're every edition. And they work down from the top floor. This causes a few issues in places.
I was about to say, I can see where this is starting to break down already.
If you were you start at Goku. You start at Goku and you work your way down to like Gon? Yeah, let's say Gon. I don't know many shonen protagonists in my head at the moment.
I don't wow.
Mm-hmm.
I confess that I haven't
So
actually watched many anime in a hot minute. I've been too busy.
To be fair, I'm the same, and I'm trying not to make it sound like I don't watch much anime. The only one I've been watching at the moment is the 1,000-Year Blood War arc for Bleach.
Yeah.
You're watching more anime than me right now. To be fair, though, there's a part of me that also, like, people are always like, yeah, it's anime, the RPG, and I'm like, it's Bronze Age Myth, the RPG.
Really, yeah, let's be real, it is Bronze Age Myth. Bronze Age Myth is ridiculous because you have stuff like Gilgamesh, who was actually like 10 feet tall, and also is a bottom for his play boyfriend, which is actually very exalted.
Yeah?
There's
yes.
also...
Exalted has built-in sluttery.
So, Cleric, you bring up the average isekai protagonist, and with the Dragon-Blooded in 3rd edition, there is a clan of Dragon-Blooded who have the trappings of isekai protagonists.
Oh yeah,
Odd, I
that's
keep
right.
forgetting that.
They are called the Children of Yatagi, and they are amazing, and I love them. Are they actually from an isekai situation? It's up in the air. I like to imagine they are.
Who knows?
Bitch, I might be.
Bitch, I might be. Good, Aunt. Sorry. Hiccups. Hiccups tried to fucking take me out by surprise.
The hiccups. But yeah, the two confirmed things about the children of Yatani are that they wear weird, outlandish clothes no matter where they are from, and they speak in a weird, archaic way that is unfamiliar to the entirety of creation. And also, they have a myth about how their founder was from a different world.
Yeah?
However, in the Isekai note, there is also the third edition's Jatimians, who didn't exist in creation until they did.
I'll admit, I'm still really torn on Jatimians. Like, I like a lot of the stuff that's going on with Liminals, but I'm not as thrilled with those guys so far.
The Isekai exalted.
Yeah.
And the way that I've come around to them is that really it is Aramis Chevrolet bullshit, because that's what they are. Their thing is explained that they are the result of the yozai of things that could be and the yozai of things that are not, at the same time mixing to create exalted.
It's like, it's not that I don't understand what they are, it's that I'm not sure if I like what they are.
That is fair. Chemicals are admittedly a lot cooler in third edition too, because you can have them in creation without having the Locust Crusade going on, because the Locust Crusade sucks.
Yeah. Hey, remember when alchemicals won a naval battle in first edition against the greatest navy in the entire realm, despite the fact that alchemicals don't have access to a fucking ocean?
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm remembers? Fuck your communist androids! Not because of the communism, but because of the androids.
Now, I would like to say I would still love to do an alchemicals game on Autocathon one day.
Okay. So, Fallen, the thing is that the Locust Crusade is very much trying to make the alchemicals into a major threat for creation, even though it is dealing with like 7 different exalt that could kick their asses.
Yeah, it's like they aren't really the strongest, but they are just like,
What, alchemicals?
yeah.
Yeah.
I've built one. They're stupid strong.
Oh, they're stupid strong. Don't get me wrong. I'm more just saying it's just like the areas that they were, the way that the Locust Crusade made them strong was inaccurate to the ways that alchemicals are strong.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, you can build... Okay, side note, I had the absolute greatest time in 2nd edition. I built an alchemical that could turn into a tank.
Yes.
It was...
it
was so
Garrett
fun.
would like to clarify that there is actually an ocean on Autochthon.
Really?
What?
Yes,
There's not supposed to be that much water in one place.
It's not a water ocean. It is an oil ocean.
I hate
Oh, yeah.
that their boats would
yes.
run completely differently!
So even though Securic brings that up, I imagine they're being a bit cheeky about it. It's kind of that they try to avoid the pole of oil because it's very unhealthy for them, for obvious reasons. It is an ocean of oil.
Can't imagine what would be wrong with that. BP would like your location.
I shall resist any certain jokes I could make about an ocean of oil.
Thank you. Oh. But yeah, no, there's a lot of interesting territory to work with. I will be honest, and like, okay, side note, as long as we're talking about exalted types, I gotta mention my favorite lore detail of the liminals who are getting added is just the fact that like, so they come back from someone making a genuine attempt at like true resurrection. They, for the record, are not the person who was attempting to be resurrected. There's something new that got put into place. But the lore detail they go out of their way to mention is it doesn't matter if it actually could have worked or not. Cause the story that like inspired me that they mentioned as a potential hook for our liminal was like a girl taking her sister's corpse to a wish-granting to a pond that is rumored to grant wishes. The pond is in fact completely non-magical, but if she believes it enough and the attempt is earnest, it can still result in a liminal.
The key thing is that the attempt is the core part. The love or whatever your drive is to bring someone back, that is the core of a liminal's resurrection.
Yeah.
It's oddly
And I'm like,
Like, to use an example from me and my girlfriend's exalted stuff that we come up with a lot because we just like the lore and come up with stuff for writing and such.
valid.
Jin Chanzi was resurrected because she was killed in a bandit raid, and her mother wanted her daughter back as much as she could. So brought her to Sija, the city of... Basically, it's a city that has a lot of... What's the word for someone that can bury people very well? It has exorcists and necromancers and morticians, that's the word.
Yeah!
Sijan is a city full of morticians, but it's morticians and necromancers. This is a known fact because it helps them with keeping the dead dead.
Chat.
Yes.
Good call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so her mother brought her to Sijan to resurrect her daughter by getting some necromancer to help. None of the morticians of Sijan help because their job is keeping the dead and making sure they pass on peacefully. Fortunately, my favorite epistle, the little wolf chained by the heron, also known as Vilkis, he is a necromancer, but he's not a Sijanese mortician, so he helps.
Fuck
He's
yeah,
a
I'll spit in the face of death. Sounds great.
You know what sounds
It's
great
not-
to me?
So
Blasphemy!
in this case, it's actually trying to his attempt to at least help her move on because you can't bring someone back from the dead as much as you try. So he's gonna
prove it.
act. He's gonna prove it. The thing is, it created a liminal with the honest attempt to bring her daughter back.
Oops!
That is hilarious to me.
We can have a little blasphemy as a treat. Exactly, just a little bit.
And now Jin follows Vilkis around as basically his student, and he is making sure she doesn't get treated badly by the world for being a naive and kind and friendly liminal who just wants to be friends.
Hunted for blood sport.
But to circle back on a couple of things, with third edition, the 3 new exalts, exigents, liminals, and Jatemians.
Yep.
Because we were talking about the Jatemians. My issue with them is that aside exigents and liminals, I can see their purpose for why they exist in
Exigents,
lore.
just to tangent there, exigents, I when I learned about them, I felt like this is something that feels like was missing all along, really. Like their
Yeah,
place.
when I first read it, I was like, why wasn't this already a thing?
Yeah, but I imagine your thing is that Jatemians feel like they don't fit.
Well, not even so much that they don't fit, but that they don't have a purpose in the narrative, in the greater narrative.
I can see that because I've heard a lot of people are like, they're rivals for the Sidereals, and it's like the Sidereals had no fucking shortage of enemies.
Oh yeah, no.
I have
Other sidereals, solars, lunars, abyssals, a
Gods.
rock that has learned how to hate, gods, other
The sidereals again.
sidereals.
Yeah, other Sidereals a third time.
They had no
the
shortage of
biggest
enemies.
enemy of the Sidereals is the Sidereals themselves.
Yeah, the Sidereals are their own worst enemy.
Wow, you
And
sidereals
this
are
is
a
actually-
contentious lot. You just made an enemy
It's
for
not
life.
an enemy for life.
Other examples is there is 2 other newer exalted that exist in there's 3, but I don't want to bring up Dream Soul at the moment because they're a headache.
Mhm.
There is 2 more that were brought up in Exigence. To explain, Exigence for the chat are exalted for just one god and just one exalted. So, like, while all of the exalted, the main ones, are chosen by these big, powerful gods called incarnate or some other situation of an equally powerful being, the exigents are of little gods, quote unquote, around the little part.
Anything's little when you're comparing yourself to the fucking unconquered sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And so imagine there's just this god of like this river somewhere, and they want an agent to help them maintain the area around their river because it's dangerous or something. They can petition for the unconquered sun to give them the ability to create an exalted. And this is how an exigent comes about.
This is
In the
usually
book,
detrimental to the health of the god in question.
Yeah, usually it either weakens them massively or kills them. It depends on the situation.
Yeah, so it's gotta be kind of important.
For example, the key one is Janice, the Straw Maiden. She was created by 10 Sheaves, just a minor farm god of just this one little community, but he loved this community a lot. So he petitioned for the Flame of Exigency to create an exalted. And he chose one of the Straw Maidens who were like these priests of this community as his chosen. This kills him in the process, but his love for his community and the love that Janice also has for this community creates quite a strong exigent because of just the situation it is. Usually they're dragon-blooded level, but Janice is a bit lunar celestial level. We haven't explained the power levels, but
I mean, anyone who's been in our chat long enough knows, and otherwise, hi, there are 3 levels: dragon-blooded, celestial, or solar. Yeah, they're kind of in a league of their own.
Small, medium,
that's really all you need
extra
to know.
large. There is no large.
Yeah.
We skipped it.
Janice is between solar and celestial, really. Funnily, Janice sucks at sorcery. Just want to bring that up because it's funny to me. Like, she's treated at a solar level, sucks at sorcery. Just not her thing. And honestly, that's fair for her. She doesn't need it. She has a big fuck off sight. Why would she need sorcery?
Yeah.
The reason that Ten Sheaves decided to create Janice, of course, is because his community was going to be attacked by a fair folk army. If he didn't do that, they would have been destroyed. Janice destroyed that army with her scythe.
Yeah, no, I am definitely in agreement where it's just like, yeah, we had stuff that were kind of like similar to Exigence before, but they really are a piece that we're missing, the ability to go, here is this one chosen who exists in isolation as like a champion of a specific god. Because that's a thing that's really common in stories, but really wasn't present in Exalted until then. Outside of like...
We had God-blooded, but yeah.
Yeah, we had God-blooded, but they were generally pretty...
Weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not, terrible, but they were kind of strong people.
Yeah, they were just strong people, usually. I learned from something a bit back that so Coffee Bean, you remember you've read the Scroll of Heroes with the God-blooded rules and all.
Yeah.
You remember that picture of that one dude who was lifting up a tree stump from like ripping it out of the earth?
Yeah.
Apparently that's supposed to be Panther's son.
Neat.
I did not know that. Looking back at it, I was like, I mean, I see it, but I didn't know it's supposed to be his son.
Yeah.
Panther for chat certification is a story important solar from 2nd edition and 1st edition.
Yeah, because there's like story and history. I rarely keep up with it, except when it becomes extremely relevant for one of my characters. Because I admit, in this one instance, I'm a little self-centered.
I mean, listen,
That's
trying
fair.
to keep up with all of Exalted's story is foolish.
To be fair, I barely know anything about Panther. I just know he's a gladiator, his name is Panther, and he's kind of angry.
He acts a hell of a lot like a Dawn.
Yeah.
Despite being a Zenith. Admittedly,
Yeah,
we
there
have
is
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's like he's a Zenith that acts a lot like a Dawn.
For record,
To,
Zenith
to the
is a
point where I
priest.
thought he was to the point where I thought he was a Dawn at first.
The Dawn acts more like a Zenith.
Right? It's like, shit, did we get them confused?
Yeah, did we mix them up?
No, it's apparently intentional.
Okay. Oh.
I'm sorry, all I can think of though is all the "what the Christ are you talking about" memes.
Yeah, because I imagine that's how people feel right now. No shade.
Oh, I
no
was even
tea
just
to
going,
anyone.
there are a shitillion memes where it's just comic panels of Panther beating the shit out of someone while yelling, "What the Christ are you talking about?"
Dude, have you
So in the
seen
note
Solar
about-
Hero style? It's charm trees as long as my arm.
You have octopus and spider barrage and 10 arms. Figure it out.
You're in it. To be fair, it's a valid thing to feel because I'm going off on deep lore tangents by accident when I should just stay at the surface stuff.
Yeah, we do need to probably like
Rein
stay
it
a little
in.
more surface. Yeah.
Because we are
experts.
talking to a whole bunch of people who are relatively inexperienced with Exalted. I know I've mentioned it on the channel, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I've also
Yeah.
been getting a
To
lot of new
reel it-
viewers, so yeah.
To reel it back to something a bit more understandable, exigents are fun because you can just create a chosen hero of a random god. Just any concept of a god you have, you can make a champion for them and have that be an antagonist or an ally.
Okay, so what you're saying is not only can I create a god by having a bunch of people worship, say, a particular rock, and then I could fuck the god of that rock, and then that god could have an exigent who hates me for fucking the god of the rock, and then I can have beef with the exigent of the god of the rock that I made a cult for and had sex with.
It would need to be very important rock, but in theory, yes.
So
Now, luckily, very important rocks do exist. We dropped one of them on a fox that one time.
So, your order of operations is mostly correct. You wouldn't create a god for the rock. A god would be assigned to the rock.
You know what I mean. You're smelling.
I know, but it's important that we specify you don't create gods out of nothing. Gods get assigned to things because that's how the gods work.
So wait, Dwayne Johnson has his own god?
Yes.
Perhaps, yes.
You know what? Yes.
You know what? I
Loving
think
and destroying.
Dwayne Johnson isn't exalted for the rock god.
Yes. Oh. God, see, shit like this, though, is like why I genuinely want to do more with Exalted. It really
That's
is. There's a lot of fun space to work with. It's just the game
It's
really is
dense.
unfortunately pretty broken a lot of the time.
The game is
And
both
dense.
broken and dense.
Yeah.
Because there are some rules I don't know. I still don't understand how social rules work. And I probably should if I want to run more social games.
I understand how they work, and I understand how they need to be improved.
I would say I'm in the position right now that I love Exalted and I love being able to play it, but it is not a system I can recommend.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
not for newer players or people who are a little bit scared of crunch, because I used to be kind of scared of crunch, so I can understand that point of view. Oddly enough,
Yeah.
I'm still bad at math, but I'm really getting into crunchier stuff now, which is such a bad combination.
Some of the crunchier stuff, to what I understand, is that it just has addition and subtraction, not multiplication nonsense thrown in. Like when I can add and subtract, I'm fine with math. When you're telling me to multiply something, I'm gonna get lost somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
And let's not talk about division.
Ooh.
That word was so horrible that Discord butchered it.
As it should. I was gonna go somewhere with the exigence thing, but I forgot where I was going.
Yeah, probably because of my random sex rant. Sorry about that.
No, that's fair. I think I was going to go on a tangent about how you can have exigents be antagonists.
Yeah.
Because to use it,
you did mention that.
because to use an example, there is a god from second edition and first edition. Maybe I don't know if Hunthar was in first edition. I don't know anything about first edition Exalted. But Hunthar is this god.
We know it exists and wasn't terribly great.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk
Yeah.
about it. But to explain the lore, Hunthar is this forbidden god. He's a god that has just been banished from anything that is good for gods. It's not good for gods. Legal for gods. Yeah.
Illegal.
He's basically a criminal god. And Hunthar is the god of necrophage. In other words, he eats things and gets power from it, including the fact that he has eaten primordial corpses, demon corpses, and god corpses.
No.
He's kind of powerful. Doesn't do a lot though. In second edition, he had a solar under his thrall as his puppet. But filial wisdom is dumb. Gotta be real. I mean, who goes around being a normal human and gets themselves called the Goblin King?
Wow. Goblin these nuts.
Hey,
Goblin these
about
nuts.
time.
But you can create an exigent of Hunthar, and an exigent of Hunthar is a lot easier of a threat to deal with, and also massively terrifying. Because you got this human who is eating corpses to get more power.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. The Goblin King sounds like a stripper name. Somebody come get her. She's dancing like a stripper.
Because imagine you're learning, because imagine a storyline where you're like hearing about some dragon-blooded who have been found with very mutilated corpses ripped and torn up, and I'm going to stop explaining that. But dead dragon blood getting eaten, learn out it's from this guy who is the chosen of Hunthar. Pretty bad antagonist. I realized I was going into detail of gore, and I was like, no, I should stop that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, I remember one time in Exalted. I just realized this is barely relevant, but it's a story that I remembered, so I'm gonna fucking tell it.
Do it, man.
It's a story you can tell.
So this was like the first Exalted game I ever played. Vit was not running it for once. So we started off at a place called Great Forks. And this was one of my
Great
really
Forks.
shitty parties. So mercifully the game died a horrible death, but this is a good thing, because the game sucked. But started off at Great Forks, and yeah, there was an orgy in the first session. No details, because of course, but also drugs.
Bigs.
And so Great Forks
Drugs.
became known as Great Fucks.
I mean, that's basically canon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Explain Great Forks for the chat. Great Forks is the city in Exalted where gods live amongst the mortal population just naturally. And Great Forks is also known as the city of party, basically, or city of festivals. City of festivals is the correct one, but it's basically the city of parties.
Welcome to Party City. Wait, no.
Hi, welcome to Chili's. Let me guess. Pete.
I like the chill. And basically, Great Forks is just constantly having a party. No matter what's going on, some kind of festival is happening. And that means some kind of party is happening. And that means that it's basically the city of orgies. Great fucks.
Yeah, I did not know that before starting off my noble, very, not quite tight-laced, but like, diet paladin character there. I'm like, oh yeah, she grew up there. And they're like, great, it's rampant sex cult time. And I was like, what? Okay.
I feel like I'm the only person who's ever run Great Fork straight-faced.
Yeah, I feel like you are as well, because when you said Great Forks one time, I went, oh hell no, here comes the sex drugs.
I mean, Coffee Bean ran it a fairly bit seriously during the Dragon Blood game. That was only had 2 sections, I think.
Yeah.
And I would run it pretty straight laced too, because I had thoughts about it during the God Blooded game that I was running.
Oh yeah, we were like briefly passing through there. Oh my god, sorry. I think if I talk about too much more Exalted lore, my head might explode.
Yeah, that's fair. Which is why I'm trying to dumb down the conversation.
I'm also dumbing down things for...
Yeah,
But
I'm thinking we might want
me-
to end up switching our conversation from like lore detail, not even like deep lore or anything, but like just the act of discussing lore in general occasionally gets a bit much to, let's talk about the, playing a game or stories from playing, or the game half, as opposed to the studying an encyclopedia half.
I have a story
To
that is
have
perfect for that
stories-
bill.
Yay! Let's let Rose do this one because
Oh, yes.
it's her stream.
I was not going to... Yes, I was just going to say.
Okay, so this was one of my very early games, and I had made Amaranthine, my beautiful, angry little lesbian war goddess. I love her, baby. And I did not have enough points for flight in Mutants and Masterminds. And I was like, well, dang. Also, because I put a bunch of points in a bunch of places because I didn't know how to build, and the GM didn't help me. But that's relevant. So I was like,
It happens
okay.
for the best of us.
Yep.
And so I was like, okay, we need to get up on this big ass ship quickly. And I was looking at my powers and I'm like, there's gotta be some way that I can bullshit flight for at least just a tiny bit. And I found that I had the ability to fling stuff around with the air. And I'm like, there's nothing in the book that says I can't fling myself. So
You're right, that's...
I went up, sorry.
I'm just excited for the story because this sounds amazing.
So I went to the GM and I was like, hey, this can be a one-time thing and I'm cool with that, but like, can I fling myself onto the ship like the world's angriest, gayest lawn dart? And he was like, okay, just this once though, you have to buy flight after this. And I'm like, yeah, got it, cool. So I do the roll and I get an amazing amount of successes. Or successes. I forget exactly how rolls work. Not relevant to the story.
You did good.
I did good, and
Yeah,
I
nice
flung
to
myself onto the ship like the world's angriest, gayest lawn dart. And then we got party wiped by evil Superman.
That was
As
the
it
first
goes.
iteration, right?
Yes, this is one of the first iterations of Amaranthine. Highly unoptimized.
Because I think when I ran Mutants and Masterminds was the second iteration, right?
Yes, that was the second one. Amaranthine was very technically the first character I ever played in any tabletop game ever, and I love her. She was born because I saw a thumbnail of a drawing, and I thought she had a unicorn horn that wasn't fucking there. And I liked my interpretation better, so I made a whole story based off of it.
That's very
Hell
valid.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was remembering, it's like, yeah, I want to fling myself like a lawn dart, and I'm like, that sounds like the coolest thing ever.
Right? The
Right.
GM got a little bit mad, but looking back, I'm like, no, that was sick. Fuck that
See,
GM.
the thing that I'm thinking is, Mutants and Masterminds has that as a mechanic that you can go, all right, do you not have a power, but you have something kind of similar? You spend effort and you have that power for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know when I ran Mutants and Masterminds that I'm like, you can do creative interpretations of powers. I don't give a fuck. I love that shit. I mean, just in GMing in general, Unless
I
you
think
try
all
to
four-
speedrun a ritual, in which case I will tell you, you cannot speedrun Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. Go fuck yourself.
Like,
That
there's a
sounds like a
point
challenge
where
with
you
the
pretty much
speed.
just gotta go, hey, you appear to be taking a sledgehammer to the game.
That was fucking 6, and I would 100% allow that. Thank God that even he and his sourpussness was like, okay, you can do this. You can do this once. I was like, I'm gonna make it count, baby.
Baby.
Gonna make it fucking count.
Although, she did get a little tainted a couple years later when we were watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh no.
Huh?
So Amaranthine's power set is exactly the same as I think it's Wamu from.
No!
Oh,
God
No.
damn it, no!
There are worse people to emulate.
No, there.
Yeah, ramen was pretty cool.
But I hate JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
Oh, well then we shall not bring it up in that case, because we don't want to be jerks.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's a no from me, though.
That's
In the case of I imagine all four of us who have experience being game masters would probably allow creative, cool interpretations of what you can do.
yeah.
Because
Like, that really is, for me, one of the best parts of games is when... There are some people who react to players doing cool shit with, damn it, you're not supposed to be thinking too hard about this, and those people are always weird to me, because I'm like, my favorite part is when players figure out some insane shit that actually works.
Fucking right?
like here's two examples currently here in the chat. We have you, Coffee Bean, who was coming up with ideas for the eventual dragon game that I'll run with
Mhm.
kind of heavy.
Oh, you
and-
mean like turning a slot machine into a machine gun emplacement?
Yes, exactly that. And Vit over here with the idea of erasing someone from existence by whatever it was that you do with Destroyer.
I
and
think
your
it
other
was
thing.
Vit was able to erase their reputation and no, it was their dignity, where he insulted them so bad, and through the powers of dragon magic, no one ever liked them all of a sudden.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was
I love that.
Oh
was-
man, I am looking forward to that game. Like, I'm glad that we're taking the time to do other stuff first.
But that
But
dragon
that game is gonna be so fun and such. It's gonna be absolutely fucking insane, and I think we're going to really need that.
Oh yeah.
because when I heard that, I was like, hold on, I need to look at these two rules here to see how this works. And it's like, you know, that's cool, I'll allow it because it's cool. It's nonsense, but it's cool.
Oh
And look-
wait. That reminds me. For my planned character for that dragon game, chat, I have to tell you about this character. I don't know if I'll stream this game or not, but I want to tell you about her anyway because she is amazing and I love her and I know you guys will love her. So basically, we're a bunch
if I
of
might
Yakuza,
may-
right?
Yeah, if I may, since I'm the GM of that I explained the premise of the game just a little bit.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone is playing. So it's set in Scion, where magic is real all around, and this isn't some hidden thing. The players are going to be a part of a Yakuza organization that is composed of dragons in the highest positions in the faction. Everyone is a dragon in this dragon Yakuza clan. And
And now we get
Yeah,
to
that's-
hear about Rose's dragon because I love her.
She's basically the enforcer, is that the word used?
yes.
I am
yeah,
the kneecap
basically-
smasher, and she's also, she's like super tall, super buff, and she's also really into Gyaru fashion. Her name's Yui. And so, yeah, she has a spiked baseball bat that's painted pink and has like a little like leopard print ribbon running up it and some like pastel glittery spikes. And she kind of talks like this. She kind of talks like a fucking valley girl. But she's swole as fuck. When I say swole, I'm not talking, oh, if you look at her in the right light, you'll see a little bit of definition. No, I mean, from across the room, you can see this girl's muscles spilling out of her sleeves.
I
love
like that
that.
we looked at the numbers and realized that Yui could 1v1 a building without having to transform.
See, when you say something like that, it makes me imagine, what if I brought a building to life just to fight Yui?
Oh my god, she would be fucking thrilled.
I'm just imagining Kanahemi just pissing himself in the corner, like, come on! This is not what I signed up for.
Meanwhile, Yui is having a
There's
fantastic
literally
time, and
stand up.
she's like punching the shit out of the building with her bare fists, going, "This is the best fucking day of my life!"
So, taking Yui into account and thinking, because she's probably a big dragon and such in her Dragon Ball,
Big lady.
but her baseball bat doesn't grow with her, I don't imagine. So I'm just thinking that she picks up something that roughly approximates a baseball bat and using it like one.
So no, a tall, skinny
What do you
building,
think?
yeah.
Into a fucking dragon and picks up a telephone pole.
For
Hey.
whack.
Hey, if it works.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be her attitude. Collateral damage be fucking damned.
Although, minimize the collateral a little, just unless you want me to send Dragon Slayers.
You know
Please
what?
do not
yeah,
get
that,
Dragon Slayers
you
on
know
our
what?
ass.
That's fair.
The funny thing, though, is still just the fact that Yui doesn't even have to turn into a dragon to do that.
You know,
So I'm not saying don't commit collateral. I'm saying minimize it a bit.
Don't take out a city block. Take out a single building.
You can take out a building, but if you take out a city block, that's when they start getting the heroes involved.
They start praying real hard to Susanoo.
well,
So I was
good.
actually
Oh.
double checking some stuff about my character.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, his character. It's funny. We're all a bunch of freaks of nature, and then there's Vit's character.
Also,
Yeah, the
freak
fact-
of nature.
Oh my god, the fact that I could just go, oh yeah, so you are no longer part of our organization to the point that no one remembers that you were ever allied with us.
Yeah, that was the one I remembered.
Yeah.
But I found a quote that Coffee had written. I'm gonna level with you, dude. I think the giant murder lizard thing is probably the least scary part about Vit's character.
It really is.
The man is much scarier when he's just a tall old guy staring at you.
I also remember you're using bloody Heihachi as his main look, which I vibe with
Yes.
for him.
I love it. Oh man. Meanwhile, I just remember we were all shitposting in character in a Discord channel at one point, and suddenly you pipe in.
Yes.
What are you idiots doing?
And all of our characters just shit themselves and go, "Oh fuck! Sorry, sir. Getting right back to work, sir."
Oh, scatter!
Like even Yui's scared of this bitch. That's how terrifying he is.
To also explain another detail that Vit and Zakaric are playing lieutenants of their respective Yakuza family that the players are in, while everyone else is just grunt force.
Yeah.
Is it Zakaric, or is it Sam? One of the
No,
can't
Zakaric's
remember at the moment
the other
because-
lieutenant. Sam is grunt level like us.
yeah, and Sam's playing an assassin more,
Mm-hmm.
which basically is, you have the muscle, which is Yui, the assassin, which is Salmon, with kind of heavy as the money,
Mm-hmm.
which is Yui.
I am the money.
Vit is playing one of the two big bosses, arguably the bigger boss, I think it is. And Zakaric is playing the boss under the boss under the boss. There's 3 levels of boss.
Yeah, Zakaric, if
The
memory
players
serves, is
did-
playing more like a fucking advisor vizier kind of guy who just happens to also
Yeah.
be able to throw fucking thunderstorms at you.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It do be like that sometimes on this bitch of an earth.
I still love, I am the richest member of the party, and I am the lowest ranked.
You just run a casino.
Yeah, it's like, even among the other grunts, I'm a fucking joke. And it's great.
I mean, listen, at least you got money to wipe your tears away at night.
I blow
So,
my nose with a $100 bill.
Coffee Bean, I kind of realized a situation that you are in, sort of. It's like very vaguely that situation. You are the Majima of the group. Yakuza Zero's Majima, not later, but Majima.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, Yakuza 0 Majima, pretty much, where it's just like, I don't really call any shots at all. I'm lucky my one minion listens to me.
And even then,
And even
Actually,
then,
the fact that we
I actually took a
yeah.
disadvantage on that minion that he only kind of listens to me.
It's like
on
halfsies.
the fact that I bring up Majima and Yakuza 0, your minion is bloody Mr.
It's fucking
Shakedown.
Mr. Shakedown, yep. I just love, hi, yes, this is my 8-foot tall gorilla of a minion.
And he's just kind of like, you're a fucking dweeb.
Like, why does he listen to you? Because he knows that theoretically I could turn into a bus-sized eel and eat him.
Also, the money's good.
Also the
Well, yeah,
monster.
but the eel thing is why he doesn't just punch me and take my wallet.
Like the fucking dweeb that you are.
Yeah, no. Listen, everyone else in the game could probably bully me for my lunch money.
Yui probably has literally bullied you for your lunch money at least once.
If I can, doesn't mean I will.
Yeah, no. You don't really need to, but you could.
Actually, does your character have their own treasure hoard as well for their stats?
Yes. I'm trying to. I actually just opened up my character sheet to see what all I had built for it. Yeah. Okay. I do have max word.
Oh my god, you're as rich as me.
Yeah, but to be fair, you're a grunt. He's the boss.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm a rich grunt, and he's a kind of rich boss.
And my excuse for not having a lot of wealth on paper is Yui spends it all on Sanrio merchandise.
I love it.
Yui has I imagine Yui has what is just a normal salary.
Yeah, she has a normal salary. And it's
Vit
like,
and Coffee Bean have like actual treasure hoards like dragons.
Yeah.
like
We have
dragon
proper draconic hordes. Okay, so I just double checked. I've got max rank horde and a 4-point lair for my gambling den.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I fucking love this lair though. It reduces the cost of all of my powers as long as I'm in it. And that reduces some of them to nothing.
Nice.
And some of them are costly because they're dragon magics, aren't they?
So let's see. The ones that it reduces to nothing are things like I can give someone a coin that happens to work as a listening device.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love that.
A lot of my
I always
dragon
love that.
magic goes down to just costing a point of momentum as opposed to a point of legend.
That is pretty good as a cost.
Right. And it's like I think transform object is normally like imbue and it changes, or it might be, I'm trying to remember how it works. No, I think transform is normally it's spend but permanent. For me, it's imbue for as long as I keep it imbued, as long as I'm in my base.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so
I am
hence,
looking forward to this.
hence, if you pick a fight in my fucking gambling den, I put my hand on a fucking slot machine, chant ominously, and it morphs into a machine gun.
Shooting coins,
Big
probably.
one. Yeah, it shoots fucking coins at you. Just yen 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 yen.
Oh, with the bobbity beebity bobbity boobity bobbity bo. Fuck you.
So, because my girlfriend basically shared with me a gift the other day,
Oh boy.
and I must share that there may be something that shows up that will make people groan a lot.
Oh boy.
And it is a Yakuza family that is led by a Bakaneko. In other words, the Yakuza.
Fuck you. I love it, but fuck you.
Oh my god, that was the most hideous laugh I've done in a hot minute. Mwah,
Discord
delicious.
spared us, but good luck, stream.
Yeah, like, yeah.
You know, like
I
me.
love it. Oh, see, this is what I do. I do love in tabletop games when you're able to just like stop worrying for a minute about like, and just be like, you know what? For just a minute, let's just kind of run wild and not care about terribly plausible and just, is this fun and is this interesting?
Yeah.
Because the story I'm planning for the Dragon game is focused on basically making your boss above Vitz into a major boss in the entire Yakuza organization. But also, you're also being bloody Dragon Yakuza.
And also, let's face it, at least one of us is probably angling for some other promotions.
Or even the promotion that their boss wants.
You're right. I, for one, only want to be one seat higher than I currently am. Whatever that seat is, forever.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Little fucking noodle man over here with his little noodly arms and his noodle body that wiggles.
I did, in fact, figure out recently that, like, when fucking transformation effects start showing on my character, it is pretty much just, like, he gets longer.
Yeah, his character becomes super noodly.
Good.
I stretch.
He's stretchy
Rose, I'm glad that we both went to Noodly at the same time.
It's just the most appropriate adjective. So he's a cat? No. He's a noodle.
I'm a noodle. I'm a big golden noodle. Oh my god. I'm hyped for that game. Because
Yeah,
there's
we've
just
got-
a lot of fun.
We've got quite a few really good games in the works, and I'm still trying to figure out whether I'm running Drakengard online or in person.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure that bitch out, and I'm just like, huh.
Well, if it's online, that means I could be involved much earlier than
This is true.
This is true.
having to wait to move back.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
On the
We will see.
Yeah.
on the note of stories, there's one that I just had pop into my head from the vampire game that I ran a few years back now. Oh god, it's been a few years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still remember when I think they go by Cal now, I think it is. Basically decapitated a guy with his own blood. And I'm still processing that one. I mean, I let it happen because it's cool as hell, but I'm like, decapitating someone with their own blood is certainly something.
That
Listen,
is
everyone's got
literally
hobbies.
metal as fucking hell, and I love it.
It is so metal.
Oh man, that reminds
wait.
me. In a better
But
Exalted
I-
game.
Oh boy.
Well, I'll let you go first, Rose, because I was just gonna go on a different tangent from that same game.
Okay, I just really want to tell this story. I'm so sorry.
No, it's very exciting.
In a
I love
better
your story.
Exalted
Your
game.
story's very great.
Yeah, it's better. Vit was running this one. believe this was with the group that was stoned as fuck, but this was still a really good moment. And yes. So basically, sorry, my brain went totally blank for a few seconds there. It's all good. I'm just tired and itchy. Anyway, so we were talking with this diplomat dude. I forget the name of the town. It's not really relevant. Super relevant? Might be a little relevant. But either way, and at first I was trying to, do the diplomat thing, maybe even get a little bit flirty, because word on the block was that my character was a high catch, okay? She was like a runaway princess, so it's like, oh shit, maybe I could get some princess pussy, to try and get our way, basically. I was never gonna shack up with him, but I wanted him to believe that was on the table, so that way we could get into his good graces and get all the political shit we wanted. Long story short, that didn't happen. We ended up pissing him off. At one point, after getting defeated in a fight by another character, we brought him over, and I just come up to him, wearing the dress he gave me earlier that day, and I basically gave the equivalent of the thumbs down. It was like a very short speech. I forget what I said, but basically, fuck this bitch, rip him to shreds. He called me an
Great Falls.
He called me an anathema bastard before Zakaric's character ripped his heart out.
Hell yeah.
Getting blood all over that beautiful dress that the dude himself gave me earlier that day.
The character knew Eye of Heaven style.
I fucking love Eye of Heaven style.
Eye of Heaven style is so good.
I hope it comes back eventually.
Same.
It's a good style. Very metal.
I'm glad that my favorite sidereal martial art is returning in 3rd edition.
Is that the racism
Which
era
one is it?
Sapphire Veil of Passions is returning in the Sidereal Companion.
Oh yeah.
Which one's that one?
Basically, Sapphire Veil of Passion is a sidereal martial art focused around love, binding, and sex, kind of.
It's a bondage style!
It's sex, but not in a creepy way, basically.
Bondage!
It's
BDSM!
It's sex, but in the metaphorical sense.
Metaphorical sex? So perfect for me!
Yes, actually, it
Yeah?
is. Kind of.
Because it would be... Okay. I've got the best way to think of it. It is more about the concept of sexuality than it is about the concept of, like, actual physical sex.
Holy shit, that sounds perfect for me.
And some of its powers involve, like, having powers like, it's a sidereal martial art, so it's confusing to explain.
Try your best
But
to simplify it.
Yeah, trying to simplify it. It has 2 charms that focus on masculine and feminine aspects. That the feminine one is more defensive and easier to take damage with, while the masculine one you can get through a lot of defenses. You can use both of these. No one else would, because it's a sidereal martial art.
It's like, hey, switch your gender to determine whether or not you are good at punching or good at getting punched.
Another way of looking at it is top and bottom.
Yeah.
Which is really the more accurate way.
Yeah.
It also has its form charm basically makes you float above the ground just a little bit and get these fascinating ribbons around you because it looks cool.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
BBs.
Oh yeah. Also, its form weapon is the those wiggly swords, the ribbon sword, the Arumi.
Yeah, I love those.
That's its form weapon.
Oh, I love it. Oh god, my brain is made out of soup right now.
Delicious soup. I'm gonna come give you a slurp.
I'm debating making a second cup of decaf because fuck it.
I mean, it's only 8 p.m. You'll probably be fine.
Yeah, and it's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
I'll explain
Friday.
Yeah.
Gotta get. Sorry.
It's also Saturday for me, unfortunately.
Poor bastard.
Oh yeah, Australian.
Yeah. But on the note of the vampire story I was going to share,
Vampire.
I don't know if I don't know if I've shared this one on stream, but probably being in Rose, you were there for this, and remember that time I took everyone to a masquerade ball early into the game campaign,
I think
Yeah,
so.
vaguely, yeah.
and how then you fought an elder vampire, and Togen's character Tomu stabbed them in the chest with a katana, and then the blood mage transmuted into wood, which for everyone's that is one of those moments that sticks with me, because vampires are paralyzed when their chest is stabbed with wood.
So yeah, that's right. Fucking stabbed him and then turned the sword into wood afterwards to fucking
Instantly torpor the bitch.
yeah, to stake him after the fact.
That's hilarious.
Because if it was just a metal katana, he could have just pulled it out. Unfortunately, it got turned into wood, and now he's torpored.
It's like,
And
oh.
Alicia, Rosemary's character, eventually bloody Diablerized him.
I ate him and gained his soul in my head. He sometimes bitched, but a small price to pay because fuck that bitch.
Just slowly digesting him.
I was encouraged by the vampire Catholics to eat him too, so I can blame
It was
Catholicism.
punishment to
For that game, but
Yeah, it happens.
I'm gonna blame the vampire
Oh,
Catholics.
that was saying it's unfortunate. Yeah, we can always blame the vampire Catholics.
Yeah.
It is.
Unfortunately, I was also.
you first.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, I was new to game mastering at all back then.
Yeah.
It happens. At least
You
you
did a
weren't
lot of fun
campaigning,
job.
running a campaign.
I mean, I was
with-
part of the first session at least. And I still, I still find it hilarious that I slightly threw you off because I was like, all right, well, let's go ahead and take this artifact to this obvious mage that we're gonna go meet.
Wait, was that Delvin Crypts?
Might have been Delvin Crypts.
I
I
hate
think
that
so.
bastard. I love
I
that
fucking
bastard.
love Delvin.
I love hate
yeah,
the bastard.
I also still love Delvin because it's just the dumbest concept that I don't know where I came up with it, but
I put the
basically
name in chat. Pun.
a Delvin and Delvin Crypts was a lich mage. In other words, he was a tomb raiding mage who delved into crypts.
Hence the name.
Hence
Hence the name.
Oh look, my eye twitch is back.
That's okay.
He also had
For me, calling
What were you gonna
plots. Yeah. So for me, calling plots, nothing is still as bad as the one game Zakaric. So Zakaric tried to run a game in Pathfinder some time ago, and there was a point where I called the major twist of the whole campaign before we had even started playing.
I remember you telling me about
hearing
that.
about
Oh my god,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
But yeah, I was talking about how I was like, yeah, you don't have to worry too much about your backstory because you guys are you're gonna have amnesia, and I'm requiring that everybody be good. And then like a week later, it's like, hey, we're under some kind of like Darth Revan shit, aren't we?
Ah, we've come full circle to the KOTOR reference.
Oh my god, the look on his face.
I think I was there when that conversation happened, and I just watched all the light leave his eyes.
God, there's nothing that makes you feel more powerful than guessing a twist earlier than the GM expected.
Or having the perfect solution to one.
honestly, I love when that happens too, because being honest, in the vampire game, you guys guessed a lot of things that were going to happen. like the fact that bloody Baptiste Sanguine is not dead, and
Yep, called it.
the guy you met was Dracula,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and what else was there?
I still love we met like 3 Draculas.
You met like 3 Draculas, and you clocked the correct one.
Yeah.
Listen,
Still
he was
remember Count
acting
motherfucking
just
Dracula, though.
ominous enough that my head was just like,
See, my thing is, I'll throw in shit into a campaign where it's just like, it'll come up and then you'll be like, what the fuck is this about?
Yes, the fucking Mask of Winter showing up at my coronation and then everybody shit themselves. Including me.
It's just good diplomatic business for Mask of Winters to show up at a River City's coronation.
Yes. Oh my god.
And then
I'm
he
sorry.
outed me as a fucking vampire in front of everybody, basically.
Yeah. Oh god, I'm sorry. In terms of like, wait, what the fuck GM moments, I'm still thinking of like the one time you were just like, hey, by the way, you're eventually going to have to face up against so-and-so Nooni, and I'm just like, give me a moment to check something on my character sheet. Looks at my notes, you son of a bitch!
The one twist that was a guess that Cal made about the vampire game that was wrong is that they assumed that Dracula was a reincarnation of Vilcus because Vilcus showed up in the box. This was not correct.
Yeah, no, Dracula
What they thought
was
it
just
was.
Dracula.
He's just
Dracula
Dracula.
was just Dracula.
But
He
he's
didn't
still a
really
goddamn
need to be
nerd.
anyone else.
Dracula can pay his debt in dick.
Oh yeah, another important detail that I forgot to mention about the vampire game for the chat is that Dracula kind of fucked up America with some bloodstorm thing that no one could send signals out from. The plan for the players was to collect dragon slaying artifacts to kill Dracula with.
I got a crossbow.
Got a crossbow.
I was gonna get a mirror and
No,
basically
wait.
learn the
You did
truth
get-
of my entire existence, which was a lie, by the way, because Alicia was loosely themed off of, you know, Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass, mirrors, a sense of identity. It was gonna be a whole thing. It was gonna be super dramatic. It was delicious. I ate well.
I just remembered I did not get a crossbow. I got a teapot that was going to turn into a gun.
Right, you got teapot that was a big gun.
I wasn't aware we were
Because it
playing
was
a
every
role game.
time this weapon breaks, it turns into a different weapon.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, and
I
it's
guess
just
I'll
like,
have my
when
notes.
I finally get it, it turns into a gun. Because I'm the one fucking vampire who would not stop using guns.
Yeah, the
You're
rest
also
of
the only vampire. You're also the vampire who was intentionally igniting the beast's fear of fire by smoking.
that's
I had a fucking extra strong penalty to fear of fire, and I was still a fucking chain smoker. So I'd just be like, flick, 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 can someone light this while I close my eyes?
And Alicia's like, fine, I'll fucking do it! Because you're cute. Oh, Alicia was
And
also
on
the
the note of-
party's pot dealer.
Yeah.
She was also an internet influencer.
She
Before we
was
had to
an
turn
Instagram
influencers.
fashion blogger, aka a leech. Which is appropriate because she was a vampire.
Yeah. On the note of things that weren't actually related to that, your characters, the angel showing up in Istanbul was not related to you guys. That was just me trying to have a moment where stuff is happening in this world all at once, and you guys got caught in the crossfire this one time.
Oh, I'm Just gonna
That
go give
makes
him a
sense.
smooch. I love smooching things that I
Unfortunately-
shouldn't.
I think I remember that angel also being dragon shaped, which is part of the red herring.
Yeah, I remember us all shitting our pants over that very thoroughly.
Yeah.
I think we were driving away rapidly in a stolen car with a stolen dog when we saw that too.
Yeah.
I love Mama.
Marmo! Marmo is the best dog. We stole a dog, and then we got a whistle that summons more dogs. So by the end of the campaign, we had like 3 dogs.
Yeah, it was a dog whistle that was used to summon an attraction, but the dogs existed permanently, so we always took them with us.
For the record, the whistle was called the whistle of a conveniently distracting dog or something along those lines.
That was it.
It was
Problem
our-
is, we got distracted by the dog too.
It's my favorite item.
Effectively, you blow the whistle, a dog shows up and distracts everyone in the situation with the dog. Because the dog
Unfortunately,
showed
that
up.
includes
Look
us.
at the dog. And unfortunately, that included everyone as well. But because it's not a magic item it's a magic item that just summons a dog out of nowhere, the dog doesn't go away anywhere. There's just a dog now.
So we took the dog with us. I think we
We
had
took the dog.
1 white fluffy dog, 1 pug, and 1 golden retriever. I think.
The fluffy dog was specifically Marmo, which is a corruption of
Marmo means
Marmo.
marshmallow.
Marmo was a corruption of Marshmallow because the person who named Marmo couldn't talk very well.
Yeah, because we found like this Frankenstein's monster kind of attempt at making an artificial human, but she was real nice. So we took her with us because, you know, we're not just gonna leave a homie out to starve. Yeah, we took her with us everywhere, and yeah.
You didn't create a Frankenstein situation, basically.
Right. We were just like, someone needs to raise this thing.
It's like, oh god, guess I'm a parrot now.
Because Frankenstein just leaves the monster to its own devices, and it's what causes the problem. Because if you're gonna create something, raise the bloody thing. Don't abandon it because you think you created a crime against nature. Take care of your crime against nature.
Yeah, parrot your goddamn crotch spawn, or in this case, your hand spawn? Your
Lab
spawn.
spawn.
The moral of the story is that Frankenstein is a bitch.
Intelligence
He's not even a
knowing
doctor, he's a college dropout.
He's
It-
Mr. Frankenstein.
he's not even a real doctor. Fucking coward. But yeah, intelligence is knowing that Frankenstein is not the monster. Wisdom is knowing that Frankenstein is the monster.
Gravity is knowing that Frankenstein is not a doctor.
Yeah. We are never going to let Mr. Frankenstein forget that he is Mr. Frankenstein.
Oh man, I should probably stop talking shit about Frankenstein, not for any like legal reasons or anything, but because I have another character who's like also in like World of Darkness settings and World of Darkness games. She's basically his great insert a whole bunch of great granddaughters, and she also creates artificial humans, but she's a cute goth girl, so you know.
And she actually has a doctorate, so she's actually a doctor, unlike her great grandfather.
So, did she create her own artificial life form from the notes left by Mr. Frankenstein, or just created her own from her own notes? Because
Oh no,
she's
she made her own
actual
notes.
doctor.
She made her own notes, and she also solved a potentially a plot that would have destroyed the concept of time itself and maybe the fabric of reality.
Oh,
Be like that sometimes.
Up a decaf. I leave y'all to your own devices while I do that.
Alrighty.
Because
Yeah.
I like the idea of playing a descendant of Frankenstein and still repeating history, but also changing that repeat by not doing what Mr. Frankenstein did.
Oh, you know, the human she created was guaranteed to be loved and cared for and raised like an actual daughter. Because basically, what it was there was a mad scientist doctor dude who lost his daughter. Turns out his daughter became a time goddess, and he was like, I'm gonna get her back no matter what. You know, even if that meant fucking up the fabric of reality. So Viola was just like, hey, what if I make him a fake daughter? And so she did, and she saved reality by basically creating life and quote-unquote giving him his daughter back, but his real daughter was out there still doing her duties and keeping the fabric of reality together. Everybody wins! She got to create artificial life, he gets a form of his daughter back, and reality doesn't tear itself apart like Goatsy.
Is this a mage character?
No, she was human.
Oh.
This was the second iteration of her, by the way. The first iteration of Viola, she's Greek, by the way. I don't know why I felt the need to mention that. Anyway, the first iteration of Viola created a big monster man she named Chernabog. And we loved Chernabog, yes we did. He was such a good little boy. He was a giant monstrosity with wings and claws and glowing eyes, but he was a baby boy. He was a baby Cherny.
I love that kind of situation of like, here's this terrifying, gigantic monster, and treat it like a baby. One of my favorite memorable examples of this is from Dragon Fable, which has this gigantic, terrifying, skeletal dragon. Her name is Fluffy.
Fluffy.
I love Fluffy the Dracolich.
I would die for Fluffy.
She also has a giant castle on her back.
I gotta play Promethean the created game at some point.
Oh my god,
I
yes.
do.
Frankenstein.
Oh my god, that
I
would
do
be so
like
boss.
Promethean. The two World of Darkness games I really want to play run or play is Promethean or Deviants, because I like Deviants the Renegade.
Oh, I made a really cool deviant for that one game that you were gonna do. Oh.
Playing.
Huh?
I might, because that game is still in the back of my head constantly. Someday I might actually run it, and I do love your concept because she's basically a created god.
Yeah, they tried to recreate their goddess and they succeeded. This is not a good thing. Her concept of morality is purple at best on a scale of black and white. Hold up, what was her fucking name? Let me see if I made a Pinterest board.
Desmonia?
Desmonia, that was her! That was the bitch. I made sure to give her a nice, pretty gothic name.
Which is also the name of a Greek mystery cult goddess.
Mm-hmm. That was intentional.
I still love the 5 character concepts of that game. As we've mentioned, Desmonia, the created god, which is not a good thing. Don't create your own gods from children.
Yeah, no, it's like they took a child and they were like, hey, we could make our god out of this.
You could make a religion out of this. I don't.
I really want to play Promethean. I'm a sucker for all of what that system does. Yeah, Promethean sounds so much fun. And the themes, like the kinds of stories you could tell with that system, intoxicating.
I love that Promethean is about finding your humanity as like a core of its concept. And especially because what is your humanity to you?
Yeah.
Because it's finding your definition of humanity.
My thing that actually has like the biggest draw for me is the fact that it takes a lot of real world alchemy into its system.
Yes.
I also love that.
That I also loved and noticed because there was like a period of like 2 to 3 months when I was like 15 when I was like obsessed with the concept of alchemy. So I didn't retain a lot of that information, but it's still kind of like embedded into my psyche. And so whenever somebody scratches that itch, my leg starts thumping on the floor like a dog.
It's sleeper agent.
Yeah, it's a sleeper agent. It's a sleeper agent hyperfixation, basically.
It's an info hazard.
But on the note of that thieving game I was going to run, Coffee Bean had D15, also known as Demos, who was basically an attempt to learn how to resurrect the dead. The organization that did this by injecting a dose into the body of a corpse to give it a spirit. Unfortunately, D15 still had the soul of its previous occupant in its corpse. So there's two spirits in there now.
Oopsie
And they
poopsie.
are not friends.
Oopsie poopsie. It sounds like they did a fucky wucky.
There was Token's character who was Emmett, but in a different timeline. And how Deviant Emmett comes about is through being injected with a serum made from the blood of a dead god. And that dead god is kind of Kronos. Or was it Janus? It was Janus.
Yeah, I think it was Yanis. I think.
Yeah, Janus. But yeah, injected with the blood of a time god. This caused Emmett to kind of have a difficulty with being in this time, sort of.
Yeah.
It was like being on drugs and seeing multiple different timelines all at once and not knowing where you are. There was May's character, who was an enforcer for a splinter organization of the church, who almost died in something, and with the parts of an angel was fixed up back to health. Except this is not your average angel. This is a machine god angel that was used. So she's basically a cyborg half angel.
Which is sexy as fuck.
With guns.
Oh.
And then there was also the last character who was injected with the cursed Rheingold and turned into a part dragon person.
Yeah, our
Because
concepts
does that some.
Our concepts for that game were like fucking bosses shit. Like we really just reached into our brains and pulled some shit out.
How
That's what I
metal
love.
can we go?
Yeah.
That's what I love with Deviant, because it's like Deviant allows you to come up with these fucked up cursed concepts of a human who has been changed in some way due to their circumstances into what could be classified as a monster, quote unquote, because that was a core part of Deviant.
Mm-hmm.
And you could just do shit. Because one of my ideas that I just did in my own time was a pseudo vampire or a vampire with the Y instead of an I-E-R.
Fucking pretentious.
Cool.
That was the intent. It's a fucking organization that makes pseudo vampires. They're gonna be pretentious bastards.
Excellent.
Let me
Oh my
guess,
God,
the
you made
organization is
Morbius.
called Sanguine.
Made Morbius.
Ah!
I'm gonna morb.
I'm gonna morb!
Oh,
I loved the part of the movie where he fucking morbed.
Morbius is actually a great inspiration for Deviants. He's just not a
Hate
good
that
movie.
You are right, but also
Yeah.
fucking
I hate that you're
goddamn
correct. Like,
Other good examples. Other good examples is Bloody Venom is also a good deviant. Agent Smith, I think. Or am I thinking of a different one?
I think
Wesker,
you're
I'm
thinking
thinking
of
of Wesker.
I have
It's the glasses.
I don't know
It's the blade
shit
glasses.
about most movies.
Yeah.
I only saw
Well,
like the
Agent
last 10 minutes of the Matrix.
Agent Smith would be a decent inspiration. Just you gotta finagle it a bit, but that's the best part. Trying to finagle a concept.
Well,
If
Agent
it
Smith's
works.
probably more closer related to Demon.
Honestly, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'd be a
actually-
World of Darkness demon, honestly.
Okay, so brief explanation how World of Darkness demons work a little bit differently. Basically, there's the God Machine, and
Yes, the God Machine.
the angels
Or
are all
Deus Ex Machina.
basically robots. And when they go against their programming, the God Machine, it basically is like, oh my god, you're a defective product, get the fuck out of here. They become demons, so the demons are basically robots. It's kind of cool. It's kind of sexy. Like magic robots, it's complicated. It's sexy though.
So slight addendum with that is that there are the God Machine's angels, and there's also just normal angels and demons existing concurrently. It's weird, but it's also a lot of darkness. It's complicated as hell already.
Yeah, it's just that the ones you play as are the God Machine demons in that particular line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So generally, if people are talking about demons in World of Darkness as like a playable thing, they're gonna be talking about that.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the one that's playable. You made a deal with the World of Darkness demon? What did you make a deal for?
What did you? What would you
Really
make a
good
deal
grilled
for?
cheese.
Really good grilled. Okay, Sims 4.
You just call me a slur next time.
I'd rather not. I have actual options there.
But yeah, no, one of the things in The Sims 4 is you can have an aspiration where your Sim's just obsessed with grilled cheese. She gave her face in exchange for knowing whether or not her best friend who went away after becoming a... She gave her face?!
Give me your face.
Give me your face skin!
I mean, that reminds me in the Changeling game where I sold my ability to cover my eyes.
For like 3 months. You literally
Yeah, no,
counted the
I made sure to
days.
put a time limit on it because I was like, I want to be able to put my sunglasses back on eventually.
Because
But I managed to sell him 3 months of being able to cover my eyes in exchange for a really cool jacket.
it was a really cool
What?
jacket,
Wait.
to be fair. It had like arms. And you
Yeah,
could
it was a
use
coat
the
of
arms.
arms.
It was a coat of arms.
Wait. To back up a sec. You couldn't cover your eyes.
Correct.
Wouldn't that include blinking?
It did not include blinking.
Okay.
It did, however, include putting a hand in front of them.
So it's basically just putting something in front of your eyes that doesn't include your eyelids.
Yeah, because the eyelids were considered part of my eyes.
Alright. I was making sure there because it's like, not blinking for 3 months sounds like hell.
That's how you lose your fucking eyes.
Yeah, no. You need to blink for a reason, but no, he couldn't wear sunglasses, he couldn't wear regular glasses, he couldn't cover his eyes with his hands, or with a hat, or with his hair.
I remember the great thing. So I normally wore sunglasses to cover up that I had super fucked up eyes as part of being a gargoyle. And the next day it was really sunny, and I reflexively went to like cover my eyes from the sun, and my hands stopped just short, and I'm like, fuck!
That was a
no.
changeling game.
Couldn't you put
So
a
we were
hat
dealing
on?
with the Fae.
Oh.
I
The failure of the worst.
I love dealing with the
I remember that. I remember with Tomo. Tomo used to drink a lot of changeling blood because it was basically a drug for vampires,
Mm-hmm.
and then he drank too much of it and had an experience where he had a conversation with a true fae.
That's not good.
True Fae. Can I have your attention, please?
The true fae's name was the Lord of Roses. I think I gave them the name of.
You fools. Now I have your attention.
That's
Oh,
why
God,
I
yeah.
said fuck, because I realized what you did. Joke's on you, I never
now
had
I
that in the
can't
first
focus
place.
on
I have
anything. Ooh, Disco
ADHD, you
Elysium.
dumb fuck.
Am I the only one who wasn't trapped because I was focused on something else?
You are free. I didn't have any attention to give in the first place, so Coffee's really the only one who's fucked.
I just booted up Disco Elysium. What are we doing?
ADHD people must be so annoying for Fairy to deal with. Then
Right.
began
Oh my god, yes. It's like, can I have your attention, please? Yeah, sure. Wait, why has nothing changed? Huh? Something was supposed to change? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
no, you pull that trick on someone with ADHD. The face like, can I have your attention, please? Yeah, sure. All right, now, God, give me a sec.
And then there's also dealing with autistic people, and it's like, the child, can I have your name? You want to know my name? It's like, you got to be specific with autistic people because they will analyze every single sentence that you say, trying to find out what you mean. I know this because I do it, and it's frustrating me sometimes. Fairies would hate me with their nonsense.
Hell yeah. Fuck up a fairy. It's morally correct.
It is always morally
morally-
correct.
If I get captured by the fairies, I'm not trapped with the fairies. The fairies are trapped with me. I will make myself a problem for fairies.
Oh yeah, my character.
I'm a giant purple dragon, but no, the fuck you're not.
No, I'm not. On the note of fairies, Exalted has released its book with a bunch of various monsters to use to send against the players. One of them is a fairy whose weakness is people who can't read.
What up? I'm Jared. I'm 19. I never fucking learned how to read. Oh my god, Jared is the ultimate nemesis.
The reason for this is he's not weak to iron like usual fairy stuff, but he has all these writing on his chest, and because of this, if you're illiterate, you literally do aggravated damage to him.
Oh my god, Jared's time has come.
Jared's time has come.
And so have I! No, I'm just kidding. Oh man, that reminds me. One of my first experiences with Faye and the Exalted was actually, again, in a game Vit ran.
Oh yeah, this is fun.
And so this happened with my Disney Princess Ho character. And, the guy brings out a guinea pig at one point while we're talking to this Faye guy who's also like a crime lord, I think. I forget. But he brings out a guinea pig and I'm like, oh, it's a guinea pig! And then Vit describes how he proceeds to eat the guinea pig. And I'm whole, alive. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, no, my character is out of commission mentally for the next 5 minutes. Processing all of that. It's full of nutrients? No, the fuck it's not! I mean, wait, no, yes, there is. There are real people who eat guinea pigs. Like, in the same way we farm,
Imagine the
like...
maid is.
In the same way we farm chickens, there are some countries where they farm guinea pigs because they're rodents, which means that they breed fast.
You know what? I can see the logic there.
Also, you can make them real fat. Like, real fat.
The only issue I see is that they are very small, so there's probably not a lot of meat there.
Some guinea pigs can get kind of big. For a guinea pig.
Maybe I'm thinking of hamsters and mixing the two up because they're very similar.
Yeah, no, you're probably thinking of hamsters. Hamsters are like, I don't think there's even a... Hamsters! Brief tangent. I've never heard of a hamster dying a peaceful death. Those fuckers are always going out in a blaze of glory. And pain.
Hamsters are absolutely cursed by God.
If I had to choose between dying or becoming a hamster, I'd be like, just kill me.
Yeah, that's because you're choosing between death or violent death.
Like, make it quick, make it painless. But yeah, speaking of animals, we're going back to the tabletop. In that same game, Hikari had an animal companion, a red panda named Pookers. Pookers has become legendary. He didn't accomplish a lot, but what he did accomplish was very important.
I have a Pookers plushie.
What did he accomplish?
So, I think I had him act as like a messenger at one point. Oh, hello, Chiffon. You do know you're not allowed on my desk, sweetie, right? I love you. Yes, I love you. Hold up. My real-life animal companion is demanding affection. Mr. Man! Oh my god, I look like a boob. Oh my god, I really look like a boob. I better keep my eyes above the box.
Hell yeah.
Oh, but yes, I think he broke us out of somewhere once. Something was locked, and I think he helped with that too, because he was kind of intelligent. Because I bought that. He wasn't very powerful, but he was very intelligent. And I could have like full-ass conversations with him. And like, he didn't speak, but he understood. With a capital U. And yes, Siobhan! Yes, I love my little hoe baby. Are you jealous?
One of my favorite things in fantasy games is what ideas people come up with if they decide to have an animal companion with them.
Right.
Because sometimes it's like, there's my girlfriend's character in my eventual Titanic game, where she has just a very tiny baby Drakon, which is like a dragon, but it's Greek and got a K instead of a G.
Oh, baby!
Also, it's this poison instead of fire.
Oh, how practical.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just a hand-sized spiked lizard, and it's just a baby.
Oh man, that reminds me of
But the fact is,
one of Token's characters had a small dragon named Kareen, who was mostly useless,
a few times.
but we all loved her. She would just be like, pets? That's the only word she knew. Pets? Siobhan, off the desk! I said pets, but that's no reason for you to be a snoot.
Hello, Sparkles does the same to me when I'm trying to do something, just walking in front of the screen like, no, girl, yeah, you got all this space, why are you walking here?
Right? They have a whole house. And I'm like, from day one, I've been like, you get no desk time. There's a lot of expensive shit up here that I need for my job. You know, walk! And they've been breaking that more and more lately. So if my tracking randomly goes to shit and I say fuck, that means I have been invaded.
There is this one spot just behind my screen on the desk that has a lot of space for Sparkles to just sit on like normally.
This is what
And
I do
she
when I
uses
sit
this.
on you.
And she uses this to groom herself and scratch herself. My desk shakes a lot when she does that. It is very frustrating and annoying.
Yep.
Because my screen starts to wobble and it's like, get up there.
Ah, but yes. Oh,
But yes,
my
I
God.
love.
I just remembered another
Just-
animal companion.
Oh boy.
Schmooples the dire badger.
Yes.
So I had a dire badger companion. At one point, we all got ambushed in the middle of the night. So somebody turns to my dire badger because they need to wake us up real fast, and they kick him, and he growls. And I don't know if you've ever heard a badger growl, but that thing sounds like Satan's coming to rip your urethra out. So everybody woke up real fast, especially because he's a dire badger, which means he's huge.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. Dire badger growls. Fucking the neighborhood's gonna hear that shit.
Hold up, let me go see if I can find a badger growling. Badger sounds, noises.
Yeah, so I'm hearing this saying of it sounding like satanic growling. All my brain goes to is so it's like a koala growling.
I hate this thing over here, but
Uh-oh.
Badger noises.
More!
Dire badgers, I swear, anyone who has a dire badger animal companion has a hilarious story about having a dire badger animal companion.
dire badgers are so fun.
I remember in a campaign I was running when I was a kid. So we started off, one of the players had a badger animal companion, and it was an absolute menace. But it did eventually die, believe it or not.
No.
And so later on, the players were in hell, and they found that same badger was now a dire badger in hell, and they took it with them. And it became their new animal companion. The greatest thing, though,
Yeah.
this was a character, the character that originally had this animal companion, they were not there anymore. So this was a new character with a different player who now had the same animal companion. This badger outlived party members.
Oh my god, yes! I love
This badger was in more sessions than most players.
it. I love it.
It was just so great. It's just like, wait, is that? It is! Holds up dire badger.
Those bitches aren't skinny either. Like, a normal badger's, like, kind of smallish. Dire badgers are big.
Dire badgers are like the size of a dog.
They're bigger than most dogs. They're also
Yeah.
fat. I think there was
Yeah, that's right. Dire badger is like a little bit smaller than a halfling.
So it's just like, behold, a boy! And you hold up a dire badger. And it's big. I would like to have another animal companion at some point in some game. I haven't done it in a while. Well, I kind of do. I have my son in a current game.
I don't think your fucking
He's
son
12!
counts as
He's
an
not
an-
I'm not bringing a toddler with me on Curse of Strahd. I brought a 12-year-old.
Then he's even less of an animal companion. He's 12.
He's about as
Hey,
useful as one.
I need to make a Mike and Nid character that has a badger animal companion now.
Oh my god, yes.
Mushroom.
Badger,
A badger, badger,
Badger,
badger,
badger, badger, badger,
mushroom,
badger, mushroom.
badger,
I fucking love it.
Oh god, I feel so old now. Fuck you.
God, I'm looking
confused
looking
at what
forward
just
to
happened.
playing 3.5 again so that we can do some of these truly unhinged concepts.
Yes.
Oh, looking up dire badgers though did remind me. I just remember D&D used to have like a miniatures tactics game that was actually really fun. Cause it was like some kind of skirmish game meant to take place in like dungeons and stuff, and you got little stat block cards for the various monsters, and it was cool. It did not survive.
Well, that's one of the problems with that was okay. I might be thinking of a different one that you're thinking of, but there was one for 4th edition that basically just used 4th edition's rules.
Yeah, no, this was 3.5.
Oh, okay.
It came out shortly before 4th edition, I think, though.
A human
Yeah,
is an animal,
you're probably
therefore
right,
it's
'cause
an
I'm
animal
remembering the
companion.
Miniatures Handbook.
Yeah, Thomas is my animal companion. His name's Thomas, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
So on the note of animal companions, I was reminded of that one Exalted game that I was a player in with you, Rosemary and Coffee, and how Cal had the fucking giant turtle.
I remember the giant turtle.
Portal.
Portal. And
Big man.
honestly, I just want to be in a game where I have a giant turtle with me now because Portal.
Big man. Big, beautiful man.
So if it
Big man
So actually-
wanted Zappy slices.
Because a big man
So
does want
actually,
his apple slices.
if a turtle, the race of turtle people in D&D, rode a giant turtle, is that weird or?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
About
everything is.
It's about as weird as Goofy walking Pluto.
Pluto's just a really, really kinky son of a bitch.
Ooh.
Right, I forgot Pluto and Goofy exist at the same time.
Oh, yup.
Like I said, Pluto is just really, really kinky. He's really. I'm gonna stop there.
Thank you.
It's like a human
Oh.
riding a gorilla.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do that.
So, funny thing, there is a mount in Final Fantasy XIV that is a gorilla holding you on one hand while it runs.
Aw,
I love
baby.
that. That's fucking weird.
I mean, to be fair,
There's
you're
also
not
a
always
mecha version
human
of it.
in that game, though. Sometimes you're a dragon.
I'm a cat boy. Okay, that's a lie. I'm a cat girl.
That's right, we both made cat girls.
I think
I
we
still
also,
remember that
alternatively, we both made dragon girls.
That's right, we both made dragon girls. I'm the pastel GF and you're the goth GF.
I still remember that time when I accidentally killed you, Coffee Bean, when I ran up with the fucking fat chocobo.
Yeah. What in the gut? I see that thing. I'm just like, what the fuck?
What in the goddamn dead? I love that chocobo. I'm sorry, brief side tangent, but just I don't play Final Fantasy XIV a lot, but I really, really, really love Fat Chocobo. It makes me so happy.
Did you know there's a white version with a crown?
Yes.
Do you also
Go
love
figure
how
they gave the
it
crown
flies
to the white
when you...
version.
Yes.
To be fair, it's a Pope crown, which is less bad.
Oh, go figure they made the white one Catholic.
I am deceased. I am deceased.
I also love how Fat Chocobos fly
off the
when you
desk.
hold a piece of cake in front of them.
Yeah. I mean, I'd try to fly too for some cake. I don't blame them.
They literally defy gravity. Like, canonically, it is defying gravity that is noted when you put a piece of cake in front of them.
I mean, I'd try. I don't know if I'd succeed, but I'd try.
I'd try. I'm not going to succeed, but Chocobos are more determined than I am.
You two have no confidence in yourself. I would absolutely master the powers of flight for some really good cake.
Okay, note to self.
To be fair,
A really good
to be fair, I
cake,
like cake.
then buy
but-
a saddle for Coffee Bean.
Kinky.
What? Nope, I didn't say nothing.
You'll also not say anything further.
What? It's not that weird.
On the note of mounts in Final Fantasy XIV, there is also a mount where you just ride Ramu,
Ride what?
but this is a later version of Ramu. Ramu is a centaur man.
Nope, don't make the joke, 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 don't make the joke.
Well, now you have to.
You do have to. Also, it is a very handsome centaur.
Wow, I didn't know they put horse dick in Final Fantasy XIV, the free MMO that you can play up to level 60, including famed expansion Heaven Sword.
I was gonna
There it
actually
is.
go. I'd prefer if the centaur was riding me.
Ah!
But yeah, so if you want to know the mount I'm talking about, you have to Google Ramu Eden. Ramu is spelled, I'll just put it in chat.
Yeah, because I was about to say, oh, that's a weird spelling. Eden Mount. Oh, here we go. Okay, I don't want a fucking video. Oh, whoa. That's a sick looking
Yeah.
old man. Okay, now that I know there's no porn. Okay, I just wanted to make sure there was no pornography before I switched screens. Dude, that's boss as
You
fuck.
don't have to worry.
So what I'm
It
hearing
is.
is that's actually going to be my next lunar.
Yes!
Yeah, this looks like a Chimera Luna.
You could make
Yeah,
this
no,
as a lunar.
this would be a pretty decent war form for a chimera.
Ooh, yes.
So there is another look that I imagine constantly for a war form, and that is Byako, which I will put in chat too.
Yeah, no.
Alright, Final Fantasy. I'm assuming.
Ye-
Oh,
Yes.
Kitty! Alright, again, checking for porn.
I don't see any porn on my end. I never put safe search
What
on.
the fuck? Okay, that one thing could
I
be
just-
misconstrued for a penis, so I'm not gonna do that. Like, I
Yeah,
know it's
the
not a
arm is
penis, but
acceptable.
Twitch might not know that it's not a penis.
I mean, people fight Remu on Twitch all the time. I mean, not Remu, Byako.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't want to take any risks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
don't take the risk.
Why does he have a tiger
Yeah.
arm? Why don't you? You fucking coward?
He has a tiger arm because he's been corrupted by combat energy and is now kicking ass with a tiger arm.
Yeah,
Why does it give him a tiger arm? It's magic. We don't logic magic.
It's magic, I ain't gotta explain shit!
God, I keep seeing
I ain't
all
gonna
of this
explain
exalted or all this Final Fantasy shit, and I'm always just like, man, I really want to bring some of this shit into like the exalted eras where Magitech was a bit more prevalent.
Oh, Magitech. Magitech's fun, but you gotta be careful with that shit. If you think the charms will break that shit open, Magitech will do that 10 times over.
I do like the mechanical approach they took in 3rd edition, where they basically went Magitech mechanically war is just a different way of getting the same results of artifacts.
Sometimes it has a little thing slapped on it called first stage artifice, which basically can happen to any artifact.
Yeah,
It's
like
just
it wasn't a
more
unique
complete.
trait to like Magitech's just an artifact but better, which is kind of what it was in 2nd edition, largely because artifacts in 2nd edition just kind of were underwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, 90% of the time, your artifact stuff in 2nd edition was just regular gear, but better.
I really like what 3rd edition situation with artifacts did to Vilcus's artifacts from 2nd edition, because in 2nd edition it was just he's got a armored long coat and some nice gauntlets. In 3rd edition he has gauntlets forged from the blood of dead titans and armor forged with the souls of 400 soldiers.
And that does shit other than just it's cool it's good armor. Like, it also is just like, yeah, your fucking ghost armor lets you do some ghost shit. Or yeah, your fucking
The ghost-
dragon spear lets you do a little bit of dragon shit.
I will say this: there was a plot point in one of the games I was running. I forget which one it was, but I was gonna have them find. So I can't do this in 3rd edition, I don't think. But I was gonna have them find a splinter of I Am in Denanzor.
Ooh, you can do that.
Denanzor! That's where we were heading before the campaign fell apart. I was really looking forward to that.
So
Yep.
so you can still do that in 3rd edition.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I Am was still a thing.
Yeah, he was.
I think has been hinted at as still existing. They just aren't focusing on them.
Okay, but what was going to be funny is that they would find it in Denanzor, and then they would find a different one. I wasn't sure where I was going to have that one crop up. And it would just be like this whole thing of like they're both, because the thing is that I Am is technically like multiple different animating intelligences
Yeah.
that have been synced up together. So what do you do when you have two different ones that haven't been synced up for thousands of years?
Sync them together?
They are effectively two different people at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, because you need to sync these kind of things up frequently so you can keep it up to date and such. So when you're syncing things that are thousands of years apart without syncs, that is a lot of evolution apart from each other.
Yeah.
That is a terrifying concept.
That would have been
Yeah.
fun. God. Ugh. But yeah, I'm going to end stream just a little bit early because I am quite tired. Because I had a
That
hell
is
of
fair.
a week. But yes, let me find somebody to raid real fast. But yeah, thank you all for coming and spending some time with me. Does anybody have any like final things they want to say, final things they want to talk about, while I find somebody to raid?
Clench your jaw.
Fuck
Ow.
you fucking.
Ow.
Oh.
No, that's good advice, but also ow.
Oh. Oh god, how tight was I keeping that fucker? Jesus!
I feel like I had something, but I forgot what it was because I do that a lot.
Oh my god, fucking. Sorry. What everybody is doing? Alright, alright. We're gonna go somewhere a little larger than where we normally go. That's okay because this is a seaplane, baby. Y'all take care, stay safe now, and have fun. Remember, there are lots of good people doing good things in the world, and they're incredibly sexy, and with their consent, you should make out with them. I will see you all
Got it in. Check chat.
Ha! Anyway, y'all take care, stay safe now. I will see you all tomorrow on Saturday. More than likely for more Terraria, but we'll see. See y'all later now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.